I've seen loads of videos on YouTube where people tell you how to connect to Slack, but it's very base level and it's not really production ready. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we can connect to Slack and how we can make it production ready so we don't use up all of our executions in n8n. Now, Slack is one of the harder connections to make in n8n, but if you follow this video, I'll make it extremely easy and you should be able to connect to Slack, or you will be connected to Slack by the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The first thing we have over here on n8n is where we can receive messages and we can send messages from Slack. And they are basically the two things that we have to connect to. Now in Slack, if we come over to Slack, over here on Slack, when you sign up, you'll be on a page like this, where over here you have channels and down here you have direct messages. For us, I want us to be able to interact with our AI agent in direct messages, but also in channels. So in the channels, me and my team can go back and forth and each of us can use the AI agent, but also in the personal messages, people can go back and forth where nobody else can see the messages. So in order to connect to Slack, we're going to come down here, and as you can see, I already have an AI agent in which I can go back and forth with, but for you, you most likely won't have one. So you'll come down here to where it says add apps. And in this add apps section, you'll see that you probably, if you've already used Slack, then you might have some apps here like Google Sheets, Notion, etc. But for us, we have to create an app. Now, when I say create an app, we're not actually building a whole app. That's just the terminology that they use in order to make that connection from n8n to Slack. So over here on the apps page, you can see I have a bunch of apps like Airtable, Google Mail, ClickUp, Miro, etc. These are all apps, but up here we're going to come up here to where it says open in Slack Marketplace. I'm going to click on this. It's going to take me to a page which is basically Slack's API settings. Now you can see here we have a bunch of stuff, but what we want to do is we want to come up here to where it says build, and we want to create our own app. Now that's the app that I've just showed you in n8n, where I've gone back and forth with. So for us, when we're creating a new connection, we want to come up here to where it says create new app, and we want to go down here to where it says from scratch. We're going to create a brand new app. Now for this app, give it the name that you want people to see over here in Slack. So over here in Slack, you can see I have n8n agent down here, or up here in any of the channels, you can see when it responds as n8n agent. So over here is where we want to give it that name. So for me, I'm going to use maybe test YouTube. Give it an appropriate name that you want people to see. So if you're building it for a client, give it a name that a client would want to see, or for your internal team, give it that name. Now we're going to select a workspace, which is already the one that we're already signed into, and we're going to press create new app. Now over here, don't worry about all of this. It's a bit overwhelming. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of tabs down here, but we're going to cut through all of the noise and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So firstly, I'm going to come over here and show you what we need. If we come over here to Slack, which is the trigger, which is going to get the messages, and we come up here to press create a new credential, you can see we need an access token. That's what we need to get over in the Slack app. So over here on the Slack app, I'm going to come up here, and there's a couple of things we need to do over here. Firstly, we need to come down here to where it says OAuth and permissions. This is where we're going to give the app permissions, and I know that sounds boring and not useful, but it's extremely important, if not the most important part of this video. So I'm going to scroll down here to where it says scopes, and this is where we're going to add scopes to the Slack agent. The first one we want to give access to is the first one you can see here, which is app mentions and read. So I'm going to click that, and that's basically giving it access to whenever somebody says add your app name, then the app is going to know how to respond. So we're going to firstly say app mentions and read. We're also going to say chat. We're going to look up chat here. We're going to select chat right. We're also going to select assistant right, so allow the test YouTube to act as an app agent. We're going to select that. We're also going to select channel read. So I'm going to come over here, look up channel read. I'm going to select that, and also channel history. View messages and other content in public channels that we have been added to, basically. So we're going to select that also. Okay, so that's everything that we're going to need now for this video. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to come up here to where it says install to work ready AI, and that's basically going to install the app to my Slack account. So if I click this, it's going to take me to a page like this, and where I have to review the permissions that we've given it access to. They are all fine, so I'm going to click install to my Slack account. And when we install that, it's going to give us a bot user OAuth token. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to bring it back over to n8n, and that's where we are going to firstly get rid of this. We're going to drop that in the access token section. When we drop that in here and we click save, now you can see we get a connection tested successfully, and then we're connected, so we can start receiving messages. Okay, so after we have that successful connection to the get messages, we need to come back over here. We also need to give it some more access. So over here, I'm going to come back over to where it says OAuth permissions, and we're going to go down to the bottom section here, and we're going to select enable events. Over here in enable events, I'm going to give it a request URL. Now this request URL is what we're going to get over here back in this first node that we've created. So we're all connected up to this. We're going to hit this drop down, and I'm going to copy this test URL. I'm going to bring it back over here, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now when I paste it, it's going to say verifying, but you can see it says your URL didn't respond with the value of the challenge parameter. That means that the URL basically wasn't listening to what Slack just gave it. So to make the URL listen, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to press execute step, I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to press retry, and if we try that, you can see it's now verified. Now Slack knows that this app has a certain amount of permissions, and this URL is where I'm going to send all of them permissions over to. So whenever I receive a message, here's where I'm going to send the information over to, which is our n8n connection, and that's essentially the main part of this connection done. Okay, so after we give it access to that test webhook, we're going to come down here to press subscribe to events, and here is the key part that's separating this video from all of the other Slack connections. In here, we're going to add a bot user, and yes, we're going to give it access to whenever somebody mentions the bot. So over here, if I said at bot, whatever the bot name was, hello, then it would answer them. But not everybody wants to say at bot at the start of every message. So this is where we're going to differentiate it over here. Over here, we're going to give it to, well, yes, when somebody mentions you in an app, yes, you can respond, but also in the DM. So if I look up I'm, and then we see here in I'm history, firstly, a message was posted to a direct channel. Yes, we want to give you access to triggering on them events. And also we're going to look for this one, which is channels history, and we're going to say a message was posted to a channel. So we're going to give it access to all of these. So this bot is going to trigger, or we can make this bot trigger over an n8n whenever the bot is mentioned in an app, whenever the bot is messaged directly, and also whenever there's just a normal message in the channel. So if we click save changes now, these changes have been made. Now because we've made extra changes to an app, we're going to have to come up here and reinstall the app. So I'm going to press reinstall, install test YouTube, and now it's reinstalled. Now we don't need to copy this again. Okay, now our app is basically working. So if we come in here and we basically, so we've set everything up, we've connected our webhooks, we have put in our access token, it should technically work. So if we mention the bot, if I just come in here, if I come in here and I select on bot mention and I change this to fixed, and we say the whole workspace, and I execute this step, I can come over here and I can go to like a public channel over here in Slack. So let's come over to this channel where the bot is, and I can say at bot. Firstly, I'm going to have to add the bot and say maybe something like hello, and it's going to ask me, do I want to add the bot to this channel? Because it's a private channel over here, I need to add them in. So we can add them in. So if we send over the message where we add the bot and we say hello, we add the bot firstly, so we get the bot's name, which is test YouTube, and we say hello there, and we send that, then it's going to receive the message over here. Okay, now one crucial part which I forgot, and is my bad. If we come back over here to the app section, we need to give it just access to one more permission, and that permission is, if you come down here and you see where it says groups.read, that's the one we need to give a permission to. So you'll come in here again, just like we did before, look up groups and find that one that is groups.read, like this one is bookmarks read. Find the one which is groups read and give it access to that. Now you might have to come back up here to where it says install app and press reinstall. Once you reinstall it, then it's perfectly fine. So if you come back over here to Slack, then you can come over here and you can test it. So we can give it access. So you can see there's multiple triggers here. We have on any event, so it triggers on any event, which you probably don't want. You have one where it only triggers when the bot is mentioned, or we have one here where it is when a new public channel when a new message is posted to a channel. So that one will be any message. You don't have to add the bot. So if we come over here and we configure the message to be, it's a bot app mention, so we have to mention the bot, and we can send a message anywhere, so it's listening in the whole workspace. Then if I come in here and I say at testbot hello, we send a message over, we can come back over here and you can see we received the message, and we can see it receives the message right here, which is hello. Now the next thing we need to do is, we don't want to always have to tag the bot. Doing this all of the time, which at testbot, it gets tedious. So sometimes you might want to create a channel where I can just say hello and the bot is going to answer. Now to do that, we've already configured all of these settings in the app, which is over in Slack. So I can come over here now and I can stop listening and I can change this from bot mention to new message posted to a channel. And we can choose the channel down here. So let's choose general. And if I execute this step right now, if I come back over here into the general channel, I can say hello, how are you? And if we send that off, we didn't tag the bot there, and it should trigger over here, and you can see we have the message hello, how are you there. So you can imagine how useful that may be. Instead of always having to trigger the bot, it can just answer anybody's question. Now the next thing we need to do is come over here and configure the send a message, and that's basically going to be the same thing. We're going to connect up to the account that we've just made. We're going to make this a message, and we're going to press send a message, and we're going to choose from a channel, and this bot is going to respond back to whichever channel the message came in from. Now we can choose the general channel that we were using in the previous demo, and we can make the message hello or something like that. And if we make that message hello and we execute this, we can come back over here to the general channel, and you can see the bot responds hello. So now we know that the bot can respond, so we can send a message like this without tagging him, and he can respond. So to connect all of this up, I can now connect this over to the AI agent, and I can connect the AI agent to the output. So now in here in the AI agent, I'm going to put the message from the user. So I'm going to trigger this really quickly. Come over here to general and say hello. And if we trigger that, then it will come through here, and then we can use that. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to find the message input, which is the text over here. Let's drop it in here, and now it's connected to the AI agent. So if I run this, you can see the AI agent will create a response. If we look at the response, it says hello, how can I help you today? And I'm going to use that output in here to respond back to the user. So I can drop that in here, and we can click save. Now I can run this, see if it's working, and I say to the bot, hey, what are the upcoming music events in London? And we send that. It should come through here. It's going to go through to the AI agent. It's going to find that, and it should respond back to me in a message over here. You can see it responds back there. It creates a message and responds back. And then you can see we receive a bit of a mess over here saying I don't have live access to current listings, but it gives us the general idea of what that may look like. So that's going to be it for this video. If you like that, you want to start your own AI automation agency, click the first link in the description.